So, welcome everyone to our Tuesday mindset call. So, this is a call that I host with Allison, and now we are honored to be in the presence of Jared as well. So, we go over, like mindset. The whole business is all about your mindset, your fears, your limitations. And I know this week we went through a great training, and Jared and Allison are going to be breaking down some key points. So, I'm going to leave it up to them. You guys take it.
All right, well, you guys are getting privy into our Green Diamond and above training. We have it once a month, and it is another reason to get to Green Diamond because the training we get at Green Diamond is so next level. So Leslie Zan, she hosts these trainings, and not everyone gets to hear this. So you go ahead.
No, it's okay. You're doing great. So the Tuesday calls, as everyone knows, it's like strategy, mindset, a lot of information in there. And then she'll go on these Green Diamond calls and she'll be like, here's the stuff I can't say on the regular Tuesday calls. So it's like the kind of stuff that for leaders to disseminate to their teams, right? To give them a leg up and kind of let them know what's coming and how to prepare. So she spoke about something this week, which was really interesting. And it's like, why we have extra stock if we can, why we hold on to maybe buy an extra ULT, get an extra Core 4. Not only is it good for backup in case you run out, but if you ever have people over or if you ever have an event, and so many people are having events coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, just more family getting together, seeing friends and things like that. If you have some extra power shake or some apothecary to give away or just to share with them, sample style, it's so much better. It's such a great extra, awesome Marisha, extra ULT, that's it. And it helped us tremendously. We can do giveaways, gifts, like apothecary gift, like that.
Just share with people when they come over. And, another thing is that people get to physically see it because when you talk about this and it's something that's in the internet and sometimes they don't end up ordering it because they're all excited, but they don't have the physical. A lot of people are visual.
Yeah.
So what we do is when someone comes over is we get to show them physically what it looks like and they get to hold it in their hands. And then you know what? They really generally, they want it. Once they see it, they're like, I want this. So we don't sell them this one. I mean, that's a great thing that Mary Michelle actually has some extra and she was able to sell. That's amazing. But we don't sell this one. We say, well, we walk them through ordering it online. So that's physically, people like to see it. And so if you have...
And the next step up is actual events because we used to do healthy happy hours a lot more. And that would be like you're actually there with products and you're showing them videos and stuff like that. But I'm just going to tilt the camera down for a sec. Okay, so let's say you have a Core 4 box on hand and you have extra products. You put what the equivalent of a Core 4 inside, right? And then as you're demoing it, you're like, okay, everybody, reach in and you'll see your power shake, okay? And that's in your box, okay? Your power shake is in your box. You explain what it is. And okay, the Biomedic, right? That's in your box, right? And so here they have this cute little box. Everything's there. You encourage them to use it on their lap to write their notes on top of. So they're having this physical association to the box itself. The kit, you keep saying this is your kit, And then at the end of it, you're like, okay, and then you take it away from them, and they're like, oh, but I want that, And they've already had that mental association to the kit that they're going to sign up. They're going to buy it right away because they want it too,
And have your laptop always ready when you have, either one of these healthy happy hours or whatever you want to call it, because that way you can walk people through ordering it right away with you there. Also, as the holidays are coming, we want to encourage holiday gift ideas so we can all put out a list of and they don't all have to be Purium, so sprinkle in some other gift ideas, but have the juice bar in a bag, apothecary, whatever it is that you Core 4, this is really a time when people are going to be, this is a great gift and it makes great gifts so that if you want to buy a bunch of things, I know at the end of the month we may have some extra specials, take advantage because you want to be able to bring over a bottle of apothecary to someone's home for the holidays instead of wine or, give it as gifts. So she was really encouraged. She's like, I know a lot of people don't go into MLMs because they don't want inventory. But I don't believe in that. We need inventory. She was so funny. She's like, it's true. You know, you do better when you have physical stuff with you on hand.
Yeah, samples do go a long way. And I know we're operating in this virtual environment now where it's like less physical, like healthy happy hours. But, you know, as much as you can, especially in the next month or two, try to have people, you know, physically get together so that you could show them how easy it is to mix it, you know, how the compostable packaging, the box, everything.
Yeah, and a great idea is even hosting a holiday, you know, get together with some friends. I know so many of us have been so isolated. It's like, have some friends over for like a healthy vegan style holiday dinner, you know, like prepare something that's like what they wouldn't have normally associated. And then, you know, people can also try all this stuff. So
yeah, like you did like a little mini event where you're like, here's some cooking tips for the holidays. Here's vegan cooking tips. And she kind of organically introduced Purium into that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and we did some events even here on the beach where we're just showing people some vegan food ideas with also the you know, the superfoods, and it went really well. So definitely having some people together in real life. So what else did Leslie's cover that was really?
So it's a lot about like strategy for what's coming. You know, like you want to plant seeds and get things in motion now. Even before Thanksgiving, because the next month and a half, up until New Year, people on average gain 8 pounds between now and New Year's. And, you know, it's not something that we have to like draw so much attention to, you know, like that idea of like weight and stuff like that. It's sensitive, but you know, it's just like, yeah, obviously people are in hibernation mode. It's an eating holiday. And, you know, it's a lot of like being cozy and just like sitting by the fire eating. So it's like, yeah, what can we do now to plant the seed of like, they're going to want to get into the best shape of their lives. So you're going to
get some objections because the holidays are coming. You're going to get people to say, but I have Christmas dinner. I have the holidays dinner. I'm not going to start my ULT now. No, we want to get people to do it now because then they have the structure so that they can enjoy their holiday dinner, right? Because the only reason why we end up gaining all that weight is because we sort of break that seal and then we go all out and we have no structure. We have no like boundaries and we just kind of like let the floodgates open. But this helps you so that you can enjoy the holiday dinners and then, you know, wake up the next morning and have your green juice to keep you some of that structures for preparing you for the new year. So
a New Year resolution, it's the cliche, like everyone's like, I want to get fit for the new year. But what better way is like if they already have the package, they already have the intention before New Year's even comes. It's not like, okay, on New Year's I'm going to order and then like a week later I'm starting. It's like, no, they want to start on New Year's, you know, they're going to be binge eating and drinking up until January 2nd. So let's like, boom, right out on the 2nd, you are ready for your new lifestyle. You know, you're having a health transformation on day 1, you know? So just planting that seed, really like cementing that, you know, although this is like the season where people usually gain weight, here's a way that you could do the opposite. You know, you have a solution.
Oh, that one looks nice.
Other than that,
she just talked about launch. She talked about a lot about launch events. That as leaders, you know, we need to be definitely having everyone go through that launch event, even if they've been doing this for a while or just started. So get with your upline and plan a launch event. We've had amazing success with that, especially that helps to bring the hype. And it's so like, this is the time to bring family and friends together, you know, say, would you just support me? I'm hosting an event and I just want to, you know, I'm really new to this. I'm nervous. And like, it would be so nice if you could just come and support me. So we're seeing this is the time when people have a bigger heart. They're going to be like more in the season of, you know, coming to support you. So take like, you know, definitely be hosting some launch event, have some launch events planned for this month and next month. That was it basically. So
beautiful, but that's such a great idea, and I love what Angie posted about the control meal, the control pills, right? So you can just add that I mean, that's going to help binge eating. They can even have the apothecary when they're in supper, when they're having supper. I mean, there's so many ways that we can show them that they can incorporate this in their life, right? Because this is a lifestyle thing, right? And the biomedic, of course, biomedic is life, right? And the more we show them to incorporate this on their daily, it's less resistance when it comes that they're going to do the full cleanse, right? So for January, it comes and they're like, oh, we've been doing this. We love it. The box is bigger. I love that. I love the attachment that you did with the box. So it's kind of like a pacifier, you know, like they love it. They want it. You take it away. What? That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, really good.
Okay, so just talk. I'm going to go ask our guest to come on.
Okay, great.
And the idea of a launch event, like it's a bit of an offshoot of the healthy happy hour. Essentially, it's like someone introducing themselves to a group of people, talking about their lifestyle choices and things like that, hoping to inspire others. But when we do it online, it doesn't necessarily need to be a launch, especially if you've been doing it for a little while and you're relaunching. Think of it as like, this is a total transformation event, or you're making it a theme where it's something that's really relevant to you and your story, your why, and you're just trying to like put yourself out there to get the ball rolling on some consistent kind of your presence, you know, is consistent every day, and you're getting more confident sharing your story. And it's really like amazing that when your brand partners see it and then they want to do it too.
And I just want to say, sharing our excitement right now, okay? Because this is a time when a lot of people we're heading into Sofa Sunday and all these other, people are literally just, in this time of year, especially in the colder areas, you know, people are just sitting on their couch scrolling. They're not feeling their best. Keeping your excitement, people are buying excitement. They're not buying the products. They're buying your excitement. So keeping that consistency with excitement and, you know, just that's what people are going to be wanting to, you know, like whatever that is, whatever they have, I want that now. So, yeah.
Yeah, they want your confidence and your consistency.
So Jared, for someone who's relaunching, right, or just starting their business and they don't know what topics to start their launch in, what advice would you have for them?
Find something that's really true to you, obviously, right? And I've helped do other launches or these mega Zooms for people who are into gaming, you know, so this is like a community that, you know, they're bombarded by like toxic energy drinks and bars and stuff like that. So that was our angle. We've done a vegan approach, nurses with Miranda, that really was a good one.
Yes. Kelly, woo woo! We're so happy to have you relaunching.
Yeah. Kelly's rad.
We're gonna catapult you. Yeah, it's like definitely we've had so many different ones. So like whatever you have, you know, your audience, the people you want to speak to. Like for me, you know, mental health is kind of what I focus on mostly. We've had people do one specifically around a niche like yoga teachers. So
your brother, he came in his van, you know, he has a camper van, so we're launching him as like camper van life.
So maybe we'll have Samantha do that with him. Yeah, camper van life, because that's what people want right now.
That's such a great idea. You know, everything is eco. Everything's eco and compostable. Like, you know, you don't need space for anything.
No.
This is brilliant. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Plant it.
Yeah, plant it.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love it. Okay.
And we can help you come up with a concept for your launch event or your relaunch if you're struggling. How to structure it with the slides that you could use, but really you want to keep it tight. You want to keep it
30 minutes
max. Yeah.
For humanity. You want to keep it definitely 30 minutes. We found that those are most effective, and then you have a tool that you can share over and over again. You know, with people who want to know your testimonial, they want to know your story or hear others. That's like the best tool.
Yeah.
And will this be geared at prospects, like a customers or business opportunities?
I think both, honestly. Leading with the business is really great. It's hard when you're just starting, obviously, to, you know, have that validation that this is like, you know, offers stability and all these things. But in terms of just like your health goals and getting started with the products, yeah, could lead with that, and we can help you shape it either way. It's actually better to do both. What's really good is like for a mental health Zoom, let's say, you could focus on the product, and then at the end when you're talking about the community and like the balanced lifestyle between like work and leisure, that's really the business aspect of it. But depending on what you want to focus on, you kind of can switch it up depending.
Talk about both, and we've had a few that that ties in the two together really nicely and smoothly, so that
And with mental health as well, you can talk about, it's hard to keep a job maybe. And here you can make your own hours. Like you live your own life, So it works with you, not against you.
Exactly. Much like the cleanse and the lifestyle transformation isn't restrictive, neither is the business. So,
yeah.
Oh. Angie, do you have a question?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know that there's like on, oh my gosh, I think it's on Google or on what's that search site? My brain just skipped. But you can look up vendors in your area, and from doing the different farm events, like you can find different vendors that aren't competing with what we're doing, but maybe would partner well with you. So I'm trying to do an event. I'm going to find out tomorrow that we're going to try and do an event at the farm and do a healthy happy hour. And one thing I'm finding is massage therapists are really, like, if you know which one that's not stationary and that kind of like has their own table or whatever, they're very open to it. I've talked to 2 different ones, and I'm going to partner with one massage therapist at the farm. And yeah, so they're very open to it. And so just an example, what we're trying to set up is like doing a 10-minute massage and doing in a 2-hour. But yeah, if you've all like, well, who could I do it with? Or there's a site you can look up and get other vendors in your area.
Beautiful. Okay, so our special guest is actually here. Am I frozen or do you guys see me? You see me? Okay, okay, perfect. So I'm going to introduce her. Carmela Velarde. So she works with me. She's my colleague on the Million Mom Movement. She's a holistic health counselor, a licensed massage therapist. So everything you were just talking about, Angie. She's a Reiki master, Kundalini yoga, a doctorate in acupuncture, certified in Qigong. She's owned a yoga studio, a wellness studio in New York City, and she's been partnered with Purium for the past 7 years. And when I thought about our mindset call, she is the master of doing business mindset. So I'm like, who's better to come on and to talk to my team about business mindset? So I would love for you all to be introduced to her, Carmela Velarde, and take it away. The floor is yours, girl.
Thanks so much, Taz. Hey, everyone. Nice to see you. Some who I know I've recognized on the Million Mom Zooms, and I just love seeing what's going on in the community. So I like seeing these names pop up regularly. I see Allison and Jared. I remember interviewing you guys, and wow, what a story to your ascension. It's been such a pleasure watching in the community. And so like Taz had said, we're both on the council for the Million Mom Movement. So for the past year, we have been together really on a mission and making it our mission to be business focused, right? But activism focused. And that's where it started all for me. And when it comes to mindset, you really have to wrap around the ideas of what is your identity in this space? What is your identity in this community and culture? And where are we truly in society at large with what we have as Purium? Right? So all these things I'm sure come through when you're thinking about branding, when you're thinking about building a team. I know you're all here because you want to build a team. So that's what mindset is all about. So you may have done business before, like I had done a brick and mortar before. I was an individual practitioner for many years and decades even. And I was just over it. I was so done with the matrix. I was so done with anything else but my sovereignty and freedom. And honestly, leveraging this business, leveraging your upline, leveraging the team, the community is everything. So if you're not doing that yet, or you're not like, totally fully embracing that, maybe because you're a lone warrior. There are a lot of you guys out there, a lot of like those individual practitioners or business owners who are like, I could do this, I got this. But it's not about that. That's not what we're here to do. So, and yeah, you might want to build a brand that's massive, and you might want to, impact people through going live regularly. You gotta go beast on it though, if that's the direction you're gonna go. But I will say that if you're gonna be building a team, then you need to show up consistently, visibly, and with joy. Because people are looking for leaders. People are looking for who to follow and who to trust. And people buy your consistency. And so mindset is, well, why am I going to be consistent? Why am I going to make myself uncomfortable today, get on camera and do something that I don't usually do? Why? Well, it's not about you. Get that out of your head. It's not about you. You want to build a team. You want to make an impact, right? So you got to think about, well, whose lives can I touch if I'm just consistent today? Whose lives can I wake up because today I dared to say something that I hadn't said before, and I'm ready to today. You got to think outside of yourself, because we all know the power of products. They're gonna sell itself once we get people to use them. If you don't believe in that yet, then there's 3 belief systems in this game: is belief in yourself, belief in the products, belief in the company. So just know that the belief in yourself is the hardest part of this whole game, because the products in the company, they're set up. I've been in this company for 7 years, and they didn't have half of what they have now available to us to grow and thrive. Like now we even have more stories. So think about where the mindset has to go every day. It has to go on you. What kind of impact do you want to make? Whose lives can you touch? And how much out of your own way do you have to get to be in a place where people can trust you because you're so consistent and visible? The people who are successful, you can see it. They're visible. And okay, then there are some people, like I heard there was another massage therapist. I really wish that I heard a little bit more people before I came on here, because I'm kind of boop, arriving. But I think that when you're a one-on-one kind of person, like I am, like I'm a massage therapist, I'm an energy healer, right? I like in person. So do events, do live events to Zoom. The launch events are amazing. Like they will help you build your team. Get on your schedule and calendar and book them with your team. Inactive people, book it. Like if the people are not in action, inviting, they're not building a team. And they have to be doing that every day. And they have to have something to invite people, a place to invite people to. And I get a lot of, well, how do I create this residual, this ongoing flow of people wanting to purchase and purchase and purchase and purchase? Because that's the beauty of it, right? Well, then you have to plug them in. Like I was telling people, leverage the upline, leverage the community, leverage the marketing of the whole. You guys have a pretty massive team already, right? Like you guys are growing. I'm super proud of this team. And I see you guys friend me, like friends of Allison and Jared, a friend of Taz. I'm like, okay, accept, because I don't know who these people are, but they keep friending me. And I know that the key is if we're watching each other and we're seeing the energy of what's coming through, it gets us out of our own resistance. And the resistance, I tell you, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, theta. Use the theta to unravel your conditionings. First thing in the morning, last thing at night. You are a coach. If you're here to build a team because you're a brand partner, you are a coach. So you have to coach yourself. So the theta waves are where you can tap into your subconscious and reprogram yourself. So do not waste those 2 valuable times to focus on your mindset and coach yourself. I am worthy of a massive team. I am available to mentor many people. I can do it. I believe I can. I am that mom who can wear many hats and still be a balanced and loving mother to my husband. I am somebody who can earn money and not feel bad about it because of how hard I work, because the work is the journey. You have to believe. And first thing in the morning, last thing at night, set your mind up to unravel the crap that starts with a media onslaught or whatever you watch in social media, whatever you watch in the news. It's gonna arrive, and you have to program yourself first. My mentor is Cindy Kelly. That tells you a lot already. She's a numbers woman. She's a money woman. She created the Fast Start. She created helped create the UBT. I mean, she maps out the director map. She mapped out the new executive map. She mapped out the new diamond map. When I first arrived here in 2014, March, postpartum, 30 pounds over my natural healthy weight, tons of like hormones raging, traveling a lot with my husband, I was not balanced. And I was looking for people who knew business so that they could show me the way, that they had a map. If you're not showing people a map, you're not helping them with their mindset. Because everyone's mind's all over the place. They don't know what to do, where to go. Do you have people who on your team are like, okay, I'm excited to get started. What do I do? Just tell me what to do. Well, that's most people. If you don't tell them what to do with a map, like a visual map, an audio map, you're not sharing the business. So that's another thing. Remember, you have to get under the skin of people, but it's because you yourself knew what they went through. So when I first started, I was like, look, I'm a busy, unbalanced mom. I have a lot of skill sets, but what I don't know is anything about network marketing. Just show me the way. Show them the way. And the thing is, wake up in the morning and say, I can build this business. I can build a massive team. I know many people are going to follow me. I know that the more I get out there, people will trust me. I know that the products will change so many lives and need to change so many more. I know that the world is not awake to what we have. And if not me, then who? So these are the things in my mind that go through. And I wish I could read all your notes, but they're awesome. They keep rolling. But so back to Cindy Kelly and numbers. So again, the map is being able to articulate how to get from point A to point B and helping them declutter that line to get to point A to point B, from builder to consultant, consultant to director, director to executive, executive to diamond. Those lines, wow, they can have a lot of detours. People have like a million detours. Do not let them detour. Keep their minds focused. And if you know them, if you get to know, you sign on a brand partner and you're like, okay, this person's awesome. They're so inspiring. I love what they're doing. Well, then you got to show up for them. You got to help get into their head and be that. I say I leave a lot of voice notes and I say, I'm going to be that angel on your shoulder, always saying, don't go that way. Go this way. Focus this way. Right? Because then they're like, oh, my family members, oh, this is going on. I'm like, okay, I'm here to keep you focused. I'm here to help you build this. And just by saying that, it's such an important thing. You need to communicate. And the more you communicate, you can help. And the more they communicate to you, and the more you allow them to communicate to you, be an open vessel for them to really work together with you, then you can hear their processing. Because how they process will tell you a lot about where they are in their life. And then you can help get them back on track. So a lot of voice notes back and forth, making sure you take them step by step. Cindy Kelly just rolled out this new app that is going to go company-wide shortly. I told Taz, gave her a little sneak peek about it, but it's called Boards. And it will take the guesswork out of the checklist of what to do when you onboard a person, it's basically like if people don't have Facebook, they're more Instagram, then you can send them these great pre-done texts and just do it all through your phone, and again, it's like you have to be able to respond where they're at the moment. So you have to be able to have that communication. And if they're not, you got to tap on them. You know, sometimes you feel like coaching might feel a bit of a nag, but the mindset is that, you know, what did your mother do? What did your mother do to make sure that you were on track, you were eating healthy, you were cleaning your room, you were getting to school on time, you were doing all the things. What did she do? Well, I mean, in a healthy scenario, well, she would make sure that you were thinking about it. She was making sure that you had the priorities straight. And that's the kind of mindset. It's really simple, actually. And it's really about human behavior. So, yeah, so keeping people on focus, on track, and being able to monitor them from point A to point B. What we do in my group is we have a coaching group. If you want to grow 10 to 20% or rank up, you got to raise your hand now, this month. And we reevaluate every month. When you reevaluate every month, you can see who out there wants it. And you work with them, because you know how much time it takes to get into the skin, in the mind of another person. It takes a lot of coaching, a lot of energy. So, and then you're teaching them how to approach new people, and teaching them social media as well, teaching them all these things. So work with a specific handful of people who really, really are fired up and wanting to do it like you do, like want to run with you and inspire you to run. Those are the people you really want to pour into. And balance yourself, you know, balance your own mind. Like, how much can I handle, right? With maybe if you have a full-time job, maybe if you've got something going on with your partner that's really stressful, like the mindset is, okay, well, what can I make as a priority that I can manage that will move me forward? Taz, you want to direct me a little bit if anyone wants to ask specific questions?
That's incredible. So how would you give direction how to balance things?
Okay, like life or business, or in general? Balance. Business. Okay. So, well, first you have to preliminary screen people. And I tell you this because it's all part of communication. Preliminary screen people to see how much of a priority can you make your business this month. I want to know out of the gates. I even do action plans like the last 2 days of the month. Yes, you're running, but I also want to know with what you're running with, where do you want to go? So it's a great moment for you to have that conversation and ask them, okay, what's going on, right? And also with the momentum that you've built, where do you feel you can go next month? And you have to have these conversations. This is the coaching conversation, because it's so much about, you know, consulting for them for their business. And if they tell you, you know, only 25 hours a week, okay, we could do a lot with that. That'll get you to, you know, the next rank, or at least 20 to 30% increase if you work with what you have. Don't let the balls drop, keep them moving. And as long as you have the attention, like what I do with my upline, she's like, okay, you want to go to Black Diamond? This is what you need from all these people. She maps me out, gives me numbers from each one. It says, okay, can you help get this person, these people to these ranks? And can you do it a week before the end of the month? And then I say, let me evaluate what I've got going on with my life. And then, you know, it's one thing to kind of like have a friend with your brand partner, but then it's another thing to have a therapist. So don't overwhelm your upline as a therapist, because yes, you want to tell them where you're at, but at the same time, you also don't want to be draining. We're building together. We're not draining together. So, but it's important to be accountable, and that accountability teaches each other what balance you have to work with, right? Because you have to be real. Like, for instance, if I have a brand partner who's going through divorce and there's a child involved, but she wants to rewrite to Green Diamond. Well, I don't want to push too much, but I told her first thing in the month, I was like, can you re-rank this month? It would mean all to me if you can focus on just bringing specific people in it, and I can coach X, Y, and Z people from this group. And she's like, okay, I can do that. That's manageable. Because if you help them see what you need from them, and you tell them, if you could just do this much and maybe a little more, you're going to re-rank, or you can actually exceed. So you will help them with your team. You know, it's a team effort always. So, and keeping balanced is also, remember your branding is about wellness. So if you're taking care of yourself, just make sure to document it, you know, and make that part of the business. Just also have the brand partners know, yes, we're here like running numbers, making sure, you know, I don't know if you guys follow that. If you hit if you're going for a rank, you need X amount of points per day. So diamond's 500. I know blue diamond's 1667. So when you're focused on these points, don't get lost in just not enjoying the process of what we're doing, which is like teaching people how to have a balanced life. And maybe you even want to share the business of how you, as a mom, are able to juggle things and balance things. And it really inspires the moms, because how many people do you know are overwhelmed and overwhelmed with bad health too? So if they see you, and I always get this, so like, I don't know how Carmela does it. She's able to like always seem calm. And I'm like, it's really about practice of, well, my personal self-care practice. And it's so relevant to my branding, because I used to own a yoga studio for 7 years with my mom. So I taught people always like lifestyle matters. You know, my mom taught me this. She meditated with me since I was a child. She prayed the rosary and meditated and did yoga. And that's just who I am. So, you know, you can just decide today that's who you are and just start doing it.
Well, I know there's so many incredible things that you said. And, you know, this is a call that is for my team. So you guys, if you have any questions, like unmute yourself and ask Carmela. Because this is the time, and I know she said so many crucial things, you know, like the mom and, you know, pushing people of where they need to go and what they need to hit, you know. So I will see in the chat who, if you guys, you know, you want to unmute, just unmute and ask Carmela. Angie, do you want to share? Because you were sharing a little bit before Carm came on about the massage therapist.
Oh, sure. Well, I also have a question real quick. I'll share first and then ask my question. So, yeah, so I was just really want to encourage you guys to do live events. I'm in California. I don't know how many of you are, but the live events, I know Florida, they're going good, Texas and different places like that. But, and I started to get a little bit disappointed because I didn't have the outcome I thought. But here's what I did get: connection. And so, like, even with the events, you can be introduced to other vendors. And actually, I've got another person who texted me who was actually a vendor. So, and vendors are great connections, and you can look up that on my search where you can look at them. My brain's just kind of left for a second, but you can look up vendors in your area. And so what we're doing is I'm looking to do either next week. A lot of cities have turkey trots, so I'm gonna try and get with a local place here called Fleet Feet that's doing a turkey trot. I keep hitting and missing. So turkey trots are a great time because you can we're going to try and do a, like they can't beat this before they go, and like the cocoa hydrate when they come back. So that's the goal there. And then with the massage therapist, we're going to, the goal is to have like 10-minute increments of the massage therapist. And then I'm going to have and share the healthy happy hour. And then we have someone who does like healing and not really Reiki, but just kind of like a healing session if people want. So that's what I'm looking to do. I've just got off 2 months of events with the farmers market, and we met a lot of people. But I'm remembering what Eric said we had to do how many events to get to one time, and so I've got like 12 out of the way. So I've got 290 whatever to go, but events. And then so that's my encouragement to you on that. Don't be afraid to do them. It's actually quite fun, and one of my sideline. And if you have sideline sisters, like I have one business partner locally, or two, yeah, one locally, and then actually Lisa's someone else's sideline. I forget who she is. She actually lives in Fairfield, so she came in. I think she's under Kevin's team. I'm not sure, but she came and added with us. So just that camaraderie is really fun, and it really helped her go to another level in her own business and what she's doing. So that was really great. And then my question is when you have someone tell you, hey, you know, it's the holidays on your team, or I want it to happen organically, or I don't want to bug people and make calls. How do you motivate out of that mindset is my question for Carmela. If that was clear.
Well, do you believe that this is an important time of the year to be sharing the Purium lifestyle?
Most important, yeah. The most important, just because of health.
And are you able to express why to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want to. I absolutely. You have to. If you don't believe it, then you're not going to share it.
Got it.
And this is the thing, you have to have these important conversations with your partners. And if you're not having those conversations, leave voice notes, you know, because people are so busy, and check in with them. You got to touch base always and see where they're at. But this is the most important time more than ever. And plus it's so social, and everybody's talking about and complaining about their health issues with their family members at events and parties, or events and parties that they're not even able to attend because they're not well, right?
Yeah. Or even if they're afraid, say, well, you know, we've got immune boost too that will help you give that extra layer of protection.
Yes. Yeah, Friday we'll be talking about natural immunity on the Million Mom movement, and it's so important.
Oh, I can't wait for this call.
Yes, you're going to share it too, Taz.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a question in the chat. Thank you so much, Angie. Okay, we have a question in the chat from Grace. So she's driving, so she can't show her video. So her question is, what advice for recruiting new brand partners do you have, and where you find them, and how you qualify them, and how you onboard them?
It's a lot of pieces, but where do you find new brand partners? Let me go down the list. All right. Recruiting new brand partners. So again, it's consistent visibility and having people know who you are and what you're about. The company already incentivizes us to launch and to go public. So if you're not continuing to do that outside of your fast start window, you gotta, because you have to imagine who you want to attract, and then you got to consistently show up as that, as the people you want to attract. So if you're not yet that person, if you envision, okay, I really want an influencer, well, then work to be an influential voice to your own network. You got to start somewhere. Everywhere, literally everyone who eats, whenever you're going to the market, you're meeting people, you know, you have to be really genuinely curious about the people who are in your environment immediately in front of you. Your newest brand partner could be somebody who, you know, you have been prospecting for 5 years, or it could be somebody who you just met at the market today and you sold them a 30-day. And then you get into their network because you want to coach them and you want to hold their hand so well that they feel like you really care. And it always can snowball, you know? So you really just have to show up and be doing your personal self-care work for you as a coach. Like if you want to be a coach to coaches, then you have to learn who it is you want to attract and be that person every day. Because it's the law of attraction, 100%. And if you feel like you have a lot of stuff on you, you got to work on it, you know, bring up the energy and then prospect. Like before you get on a call with people to follow up with them, sage yourself, dance it off for 2 songs, Palo Santo, get on a call. If you have stuff that's like riding in your day that's negative or something, you have to shake it off. And how do you qualify them and how do you onboard them? You really never know if they're going to be great or not. You really don't. Sometimes you think they're going to be awesome and they're not. And then they're unsuspecting. And then, wow, they love it. You know, you just never know. Like I just had a guy who lost 60 pounds in 60 days. And he was like, I don't want to be brand partner. I don't want to be brand partner. So I even had him have the email so he could take himself to be moved to a customer. Turns out he's posting everything to me directly. And I said, just post it on your timeline, post it in your stories. And he does. He's like, look at that. I'm getting all these conversations. He's like, I don't want to do the work of a brand partner. I was like, well, you kind of already are. So just, you know, enjoy it. Enjoy the process of helping people because you're inspiring people by what you're doing. I don't know what other question. And I know that 2 other people have their hands up. Oh, how do you onboard them? Well, onboarding is the fun part. Oh gosh, I love onboarding with people. And I like to partner up. Like tonight I have 3 people on board. I had a lot of brand partners lately come in my team. I love brand partners. I have smaller customer sales, large brand partner sales. And it's because I like going deep. Deep is like long-term wealth. And long-term wealth means long-term relationships. And long-term relationships mean you can continue to have this hot market go into many networks. So you want to really like taproot even. And anyway, that's a whole other topic, but onboarding them means you want to really understand where they're coming from. Make them feel like you are there for them. Like this is the most important part. And then I'm sure your team has onboarding step by step. Don't try to create anything new. Just make it super simple. Have them know all the tools. Don't overwhelm them. Don't actually be overly sensitive to them being overwhelmed because they actually might want to know all the information. But yeah, you want to make a new friend for life. So you got to start somewhere. And that's the onboarding process.
Sam, go ahead.
Hey, okay.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh my gosh. Okay, start over. So I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, like people at the market, your next brand partner could be right in front of you. And so I am just curious, how do you start these conversations with the strangers out in public? Because for me, I'm getting over being antisocial and like avoidance of people. And like, I have the want to talk to people now. I just don't know how, because it's not a skill I've ever developed, like starting a conversation and like introducing myself, that kind of a thing. I used to get really nervous. I'm trying to manifest my way out of it. So yeah, any tips on that?
Total network marketing training here. And I mean, when I had first started this, I was not a network marketer. I was a holistic practitioner and an artist, a singer. So, you know, when I first started, I was like, how do I do this? And the thing is, genuinely, like, you have to be interested in people because you're constantly preliminary screening people. You need to know who you're dealing with, because in holistic practitioner world, you have to assess before you're able to create a solution or advise. So really, you just want to be curious. So that means you have to be highly intuitive, which means when you walk out in the world, you want to be aware of what's going on around you. You know, sometimes people go out with blinders on. Don't do that. Like, go out with like, I'm going to, you know, open my energy and see what I attract and see what's going on in the world, be genuinely curious and joyful to meet new people and new situations and kind of get involved with it. And then you will attract. And with the intention, like I tell my husband, I'm going to go out and I'm going to meet 2 people today when I go to the store, because I'm going to be there for 5 hours. I'm going to at least meet 2 people. And I always do, always. And honestly, when you tell yourself you're going to do it, you do it. So tell yourself, talk to yourself. And what do you say? You want to ask them. I watched my father do this. So like growing up, my father is a total entrepreneur, and he like, where were we? We were at a store, and he saw this like African-American man with dreads, and he wore like a Fendi do-rag, and he's like, oh, I like that do-rag. And coming from a 75-year-old man, he's like dressed to the nines, my father, and he has like really, he dresses really nicely. He related to the guy. The guy's like talking to him. Next thing you know, they look like they're best friends. And he's complimenting him on his shoes and his jacket. I'm like, look at that. Like that is an example of how you create relationships. It's just you connect. You got to connect. You got to want to make that heart-to-heart connection with someone. Disarm them by sharing compliments. But that's why you got to look around. Keep your blinders off and look to compliment people, look to bring joy and value. And they will always, if they're, you could tell when people have got a super guard up, like steel. Oh, obviously they're not the people you're going to want to connect with.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hi, how's it going? I have a question. So a lot of people now I notice are really excited about the launch events, and I know my team has several launch events coming up, and I think that we have a pretty good idea on like how to create them and how to create posters and how to organize them. But I think one thing that could really help a lot of us is what are some tips on some best ways to invite people to some of these events?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I write on my launch events, sometimes, Leslie was talking about transformation, total transformation, social, superfood social. What I write on mine are Zoom with us to learn more about the organic, holistic lifestyle. So it's organic, holistic, superfood lifestyle. So it's a little vague, but clearly there's a conversation that's specific enough about nutrition and clean eating, right? There's enough conversation. And as you're kind of having these conversations with people through posts, stories, lives, however else you directly connect with people, you have to have something to invite them to. So those conversations have to somehow come back to that, a solution. Well, how do you find a way to advise them? Well, you have to ask them a question. Maybe compliment them, then ask a question. You have to disarm first, always disarm, and which is like connect, and then ask a question like, how's your family doing? How's it at your work right now? Whatever. There's a network marketing term called FORD, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So you can actually kind of go through some of those topics and ask them questions. They could be somebody who's really intimate and close with you or not, because, like my dad, he just related to his fashion, or he related to like, oh, where did you get that? So yes, that's what I would recommend for the launch of it. It's just go through those conversations and make sure you can get to that common thread, which is to have a conversation about, would you like to learn more about solutions for your health and wellness to prevent disease, prevent this virus, to upgrade your health? There's so many ways to share it, the verbiage.
Beautiful. Angela, you're next.
Oh. Hi. You're on mute.
I'm still muted. Aloha, Carmela. I love what you're saying. Yeah, just really good gems in here. I'm also a holistic practitioner. I do Qigong, so it's so nice to meet you. Yeah, I've seen you on the Million Mile movement, and I love Hawaii. I think you're in Hawaii, right?
I'm in Pennsylvania now, but I used to be in New York City. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you were in Hawaii. Okay, awesome. I'm in Connecticut. I guess my question is, being a practitioner, how do you bring it up to people? I mean, I've been doing it, but I don't know if I'm doing it the right way. Like to my clients. Like I do intuitive energy healing. I do like Chinese medicine, stuff like that.
Ask them questions. Remember, everything is assessment.
Okay.
If you don't know where they're coming from, we don't know what to provide. Or we know we have a ton of solutions. We have like an arsenal of solutions.
Right.
We have like way more than people are ready to sit down in one conversation. So you have to like slowly be able to drip into them what we have without overwhelming, right? So first you want to go direct to what their concerns are. So, okay, any assessment would be, okay, what is your primary health health goal or concern at this time? What is your past health history if it relates to something that is important to you right now? Those 3 questions: health history, health concern, health goal. And then when you go into those 3 things, then, you know, you're going to open up a whole book of people's lives. So get ready. So then you want to then focus, because you're coaching immediately. You want to be already creating the coaching conversations out of the gates. So by you asking them questions, by being concerned and knowing you have skills or you have solutions with products, then you need to be able to like refine where you're taking them. Always imagine that you could take them everywhere, but where do they need to be taken? And that's the kind of question that you're going to end up. How do you introduce it? Well, ask a lot of questions. When I study acupuncture, you have to ask like a million questions before you can even treat or begin to touch. It's a
That's very true. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carmela. These are amazing, amazing questions and answers. Thank you. Angie, I think you had another question.
One more question. Yeah. In speaking to what you were saying about your intention of when you go out and you're meeting 2 people, I've gotten okay at meeting people and giving them my card, but I really suck at getting their information and like reconnecting. So how do you like offer, I offer them my card, but then I like get stumped on how to get their information. Do you have any tips or tricks on how to get that follow up when you actually get that contact out in public?
Well, think about it, guys. It's not just your code, right? What do they get when they have the code? They get to look on the website, but what will they do with that website and the code? They don't know where to go or what they need, right? So we need to, again, be a coach. Put your coach hat on, put your mindset hat on, and think, what are people looking for with wellness? Well, they need their specific needs met. So you say to them, well, I have resources that I'd love to connect you to, but I'd need to hold your hand through it because it's just way too vast, like lots to see, lots to learn at one time. So I'd want to make sure you know where you needed to go for what you're looking for. What are you looking for? Anti-aging, better sleep, weight loss. What is it? And I mean, you don't have to do a full assessment in that moment, but you want to get them to the resources and tell them that I want to connect you. So we do most of our work on social media, either through Facebook group page, which I'd love to add you to. You're going to get all of your answers in one spot versus me sending you individual videos or links and things. So can I add you to that group? And then I can tag you into where you can start to look at this information I want you to learn more about, or this lifestyle that I want you to learn more about. And that's how you get their social media. You never leave without that, or their text, at least like a phone number. And then you want to do the ATM system. So this is all network marketing. So ATM is ad tag message. So if you've got a group page and then you've got like, do you have like a guidepost where in that one page for prospects, they get all the information about Purium in one spot? You're going to want to add them to that, tag them to the most relevant thing that they were talking to you about, and then group message them with your upline coach. That's how you create the 3-way. The 3-way is so important because you want to show them the business without feeling like it's a push. It's, you got to connect with my partner. She's so knowledgeable and she can take you to a whole other direction of skill sets and provide you all this support. I'd love for you to connect with her. And can I put you on a group thread so that you guys can schedule a call? Like that is a really nice way to then get her text number or text phone number, and then, or like Facebook Messenger, Instagram handle, however, where you can make the connection to schedule with your upline. So yeah, the more of those ATMs you can do in a day, like my goal always is 3 to 5 a day, then you're setting up calls, you're connecting them into portals. you need to use your systems, which is your upline system, and then it's your team, the team marketing, which is the page.
This was a brilliant call. Thank you so much, Carmel. I'm so grateful for you. I know you're super busy. We're at the top of the hour. I want to respect your time and everyone else's time. Thank you so much. This was amazing. I can't wait to rewatch the recording. This was like so many gems, like brilliant information. So guys, rewatch it. And thank you so much, Carmel. Thank you everyone for showing up for yourself, right? Because this is the whole point. You're on this call. You are showing respect for yourself and your business and getting better at it, right? So thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Tuesday, and we'll see you tonight on Leslie Zan's call.
Thanks, Taz. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Carmel and Taz.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.